Good evening. Welcome to this edition of the 401 Talk Zone Radio Show. My name is Leon Jones. Today is Sunday, September 19th, 2016. Tune into the 401 Talk Zone Radio Show every Saturday from 12 noon to 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Guest call-in number is 215-383-5785. If you like my videos, please share and subscribe to the 401 Talk Zone Radio Show on YouTube so I can give you quality information for educational purposes from a professional and mature perspective. Also, this channel is not for the emotional or dramatic individuals, so please be respectful. If you have a business or a topic that you would like for me to discuss on YouTube or Blog Talk Radio, please email me at lej6521@gmail.com. Please feel free to comment. Make sure your comments are pithy, no bloviating, if you wish to opine. Now on to this evening's topic. And this is from a subscriber of mine, Big Body Matt Cole. Also, like, share, and subscribe to his channel as he has good question and answer information. So Matt, this request is for you. It's banks and credit unions. Which would you prefer to choose? I digress. Let's get into it. 5 years after the collapse of banking institutions, Lehman Brothers and Bear Stearns, Americans still don't have that trust in big banks. Now, a survey from the 2013 Gallup poll found that 74% of Americans had little confidence in banks, while only 10% had a great deal of confidence in big banks. Now, part of the distrust from any banks are fundamentally profit institutions, meaning that they're more likely to take risks with your money, and they will sock users with high user fees and low rates on deposit accounts. Now, with a credit union, on the other hand, you're more likely to see lower fees, but you get slightly higher interest rates and experience better customer service. Despite the advantages of credit unions, less than 1/3 of Americans use credit unions. If you're not quite convinced credit unions are the right path for your finances, I'm going to break it down for you. First is accessibility. Big banks, they offer accessibility factor. ATMs are typically plentiful and branches are open on a weekend. If you ever need to make a quick withdrawal or deposit. On top of that, most major banks offer a wealth of mobile and online tools that make banking on the go catch. Credit unions. Because credit unions are meant to serve local communities, they're most often not available outside of the area. And branded ATM machines are practically not existent. Now, to compensate, most credit unions will offer reimbursement to customers for ATM fees if customers have to go outside of the network, which means you basically could use any ATM, free or a shared ATM network. And since many credit unions also offer mobile banking accounts, customers can search for nearby ATMs in their area. However, some credit unions cap how much they'll reimburse for ATM fees, typically around $15 to $20 a month. Check account fees. Big banks are notorious for levying major fees against customers for everything from overdrafts to monthly maintenance fees, and they're gotten worse. According to a moneyrates.com survey of bank fees, the average monthly maintenance fee is $12. That's an extra $150 out of customers' pocket each year. Overdraft fees average more than $30, and there's the charge for using out-of-network ATMs, which typically averages around $3. Credit unions, unlike banks, which have large overhead costs and spend a lot of money to manage millions of accounts, credit unions are typically smaller operations and are able to pass on their overhead savings to their customers. This means fewer fees across the board. Now, more than 70% of the largest credit unions offer free checking, compared to 39% of banks. Now, that's according to bankrate.com. Overdraft fees run around $20 to $30 a pop. And while many do charge monthly maintenance fees, roughly between $2 and $5, customers don't have to keep anywhere as much cash in their accounts to escape them, which is $30 or less in most cases, according to bankrate.com. So I'm going to tell you right now, the winner, hands down, is definitely the credit union on that front. And for customer service, you're going to have, hands down, a winner for credit unions. Now, for accessibility, it's basically a draw. But now, with credit unions, when it comes to interest rates, this is a big one. Good luck in finding a yield interest bank account in this day and age, because interest rates for banks fluctuate all the time. And even savings accounts at big banks are yielding next to nothing for account holders. So we recommend doing your homework using a tool like NerdWallet's interest rate tracker or bankrate.com to compare interest rate offerings. Credit unions, on the other hand, are known for offering higher yielding savings and checking accounts, but recently they haven't been much to write home about either. A 2012 study by bankrate.com found that nearly 70% of major credit unions do not pay interest on checking accounts, and those that do yield an average of 0.12%. So regarding high yield percentage, again, the winner, credit unions, because they do offer higher yielding accounts, but rates are so low, it's probably not enough to convince bank customers to go through the hassle of switching banks. Customer service. Well, big banks had a better year with customers in 2012, scoring a 77 on the Bank Customer Satisfaction Index. That's an increase of 2.7% over the year 2011. But the ACSI chalks up the gains mostly to JP Morgan. Now, Chase's 6-point gain in customer satisfaction, it remains the nation's largest bank, but still trails the small banks, which tend to offer more personalized services, free checking, and lower fees. That's what the ACSI report states. Now, for credit unions, as far as savings goes, more money means more problems. As credit unions have been inundated with new customers, their customer service rates have taken a hit. Customer satisfaction with credit unions fell 5.7% to an ACSI score of 82 in 2012. Though it's worth nothing, they still rated the highest overall for banking services. The winner, once again, credit unions beat big banks, but as customer service base grows, it will be crucial for the industry to ramp up resources to meet demand. So, overall, I'm going to give you my personal opinion. Credit unions do better justice. I have Navy Federal Credit Union. I've been with them for 27 years. I have not had any problems. When I had banks, you had to keep a certain amount of money in banks. I'll give you an example. It used to be a sovereign bank in Pennsylvania, a SunTrust Bank in Virginia. I had to keep a minimum of $250 in my bank account, because if I didn't, they were going to charge me $50 fees for not having $250 in a bank account. Well, to me, that's insane. The overdraft fees, they were also Huge. Now, what Navy Federal does, they have overdraft protection. Now, this study was done in 2012. We're in 2016. So I'm going to tell you that this issue with banks and credit unions is much different. But I will tell anybody, choose a credit union over a bank, because you're not going to have to pay as many fees, because in the long run, we utilize financial institutions to place our money to be safeguarded. Now, the FDIC with a credit union, just as a bank, it insures $250,000. So, now, here's the verdict. What bankrate.com says. Big banks are attractive with their vast array of products, flashy commercials, and glossy logos. But for the most part, credit unions are hard to beat. If you're able to take advantage of a credit union and you don't mind a lack of branded ATMs and physical branches, they are by far the best option for banking today. At the very least, it's worth opening a checking account or savings account with a credit union based on their fee structure alone. Notice what I said, fee structure alone. You'll pay lower fees and get more personalized services out of the deal as well. If they don't offer the credit products, trust me, banks will be more than thrilled to take you on as a borrower. Now, from my personal opinion, credit unions are better. The problem I do have with any credit union, it is the lack of branches. I mean, you have 7-Elevens that'll take Navy Federal because they have an agreement, other credit unions. But if you deposit money in ATMs that are affiliated with Navy Federal Credit Union, then you have to wait 5 to 7 business days for money to post in your account. Now, I live out here in Portage, Indiana, which is in the Chicago area, and the nearest Navy Federal Credit Union is 60 miles away. It's just north of Chicago, Great Lakes. They are putting one. It's supposed to open on the 26th of September in Gurnee, Illinois. And other than the 3 credit unions in the Chicago area, there's one in Cleveland, which is about 4.5 hours away. Louisville, Kentucky, another 4.5 hours away. And there's one in the southern part of Indiana, or Illinois, just outside of Springfield or Peoria, off of Interstate 64, and that's an additional 3 to 4 hours of driving. But there are also neighborhood credit unions. The Steel Mills had a credit union. So I'm just urging everybody to check out credit unions, because with what's going on with banks and what happened in 2008, let's give a credit union a try. You'll like it. And that's my commentary for this edition of the 401 Talk Zone Radio Show. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Big Body Matt Cole's channel. He's got good information. He's the question and information session. So I'm giving him this response video. But check his information out. It's very good information. And anybody else who has a channel, I'll be sure to shout it out over the air for you. Until next time, my name is Leon Jones. Remember to be gentle and respectful to each other, and have a wonderful and blessed evening.